Assalamualaikum प्यारे बच्चों, welcome to STEM International and as you know that we are doing our science book और जो फर्स्ट चैप्टर था हमारा वो था हमारी बॉडी के बारे में। अब हम चलते हैं अपने नेक्स्ट चैप्टर की तरफ, अगले टॉपिक की तरफ। जो है हमारा अगला टॉपिक वो भी हमारे बॉडी पार्ट्स की एक्सटेंशन समझे आप जी। हमारी हैं कुछ सेंसेस और कितनी सेंसेस हैं हमारी? We have 5 senses. So here are the 5 senses. हमारी basic 5 senses include sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch. ये हमारी 5 senses हैं जिनको यूज करके हम इर्द गिर्द की चीज़ों को नोट करते हैं और बहुत से काम करते हैं। और एक चीज़ आपने अपने जहन में रखनी है कि तमाम senses they are associated with different body parts. All the 5 senses are associated with specific body parts. हम देखेंगे कि sense of sight किस body part में है, sense of hearing हम किस body part से कर सकते हैं and so on. अब हम जल्दी से चलेंगे अपनी बुक की तरफ क्योंकि हमारी बुक में senses से related बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल प्रेजेंट है। तो ये है हमारे बुक का पहला पेज। Okay, so this is our first page which is saying our senses. तो as you know मेरे प्यारे बच्चों कि सबसे पहले हमने देखना होता है कि इस चैप्टर में हम क्या क्या लर्न करेंगे। So what you people are going to learn includes identify and name the 5 senses. You have to identify and then name the 5 senses. Then the second part is relate the part of body to its sense. जैसे कि मैंने इंट्रोडक्शन में बताया कि हर सेंस के साथ एक बॉडी पार्ट एसोसिएटेड है। हम रिलेट करेंगे कि हर सेंस के साथ कौन सा बॉडी पार्ट रिलेटेड है। एंड इन द लास्ट वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न हाउ आवर सेंसेस हेल्प अस टू एक्सप्लोर द वर्ल्ड अराउंड अस। फिर हम ये देखेंगे कि तमाम सेंसेस हमारे इर्द गिर्द के वर्ल्ड को कैसे डिस्कवर करने में, एक्सप्लोर करने में हमारी हेल्प करते हैं। There are some keywords over here. Senses, sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, brain and sense organs. Okay, the warm-up picture. Here you can see a little girl is talking to her mom and she is asking, Mom, the first jar has powdered sugar and the second one has salt. They look the same. How can I identify them? So the girl is asking her mom कि यहाँ पे 2 jars हैं, एक में powdered sugar है और एक में salt है, तो हम कैसे identify करेंगे कि which one is sugar and which one is salt? So her mom is telling that you can taste them one by one. Try a tiny bit from each plate and you will find out. Our tongue helps us to know different taste. Yes, हम taste करके ये आराम से बता सकते हैं that which one is salt and which one is sugar. On the next page, it is saying we use our senses to find out things around us. So here, see, this girl is looking at this ant. Here, this girl is hearing what her friend is telling her. Then this boy is smelling, smell, taste and touch. So these are the 5 senses: see, hear, smell, taste and touch. The first sense, sense of sight. Acha, eyes help us to see things around us. अब जो हमारी sense of sight है and the body part which is related with the sense of sight is the eyes. Okay, you have to trace the eyes and here is one process being told कि सबसे पहले जो भी चीजें हैं हमारे इर्द गिर्द, things around us can be seen with our eyes और फिर हमारी eyes हमारे brain को message देती हैं that what and how that things looks like. What can our sense of sight tells us? Sense of sight हमें क्या बताती है? Okay, which animal is big and which is small? What are their shapes and what are their colors? We have some animals over here and some eatables and fruits. And I have asked questions about their sizes, shapes and colors. So our sense of sight tells us size, shape, and color of things. Here, very interesting part. Do our eyes help us to see in the dark? No, we need a torch to see in the dark. तो मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, whenever we are using the sense of sight, we can easily see things if there is light. In darkness, we are not able to look at different things. The next sense under discussion is the sense of hearing. Ears help us to hear sounds around us. जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि हमारी surroundings में there are different sounds. And which body part hear different sounds? Yes, the ears. You have to trace these ears. And again, this is saying, this picture is telling that sounds around us can be heard using our ears. और ears जो हैं वो finally they give message to brain कि what kind of sound is there. क्या sound loud है या slow है, soft है या loud है. Yes, the types of sounds are recognized by the brain. What can our sense of hearing tells us? Which sound is loud and which sound is soft? Here, soft sound, and here loud sound is being shown. And here which sound is high and which one is low? Here is high sound because this girl is singing very loudly, and here low sound of a cow's moo. Our sense of hearing tells us if a sound is loud or soft and high or low. Let's quickly jump onto the next sense, or हमारी next sense है sense of smell. Okay, and which body part is used to smell? Can you tell me? Yes, nose helps us to smell. Trace the nose over here, and then odor is another word which is used for smell. Odor around us is being smelled with nose, and then nose send a message to brain to tell that what kind of smell is this. What can our sense of smell tells us? अब sense of smell हमें क्या क्या बताती है? Our sense of smell helps us to identify if something has a good or bad odor. Now, I have told you earlier that odor is another word which is used for smell. तो हम easily अपनी sense of smell को use करके बता सकते हैं if the odor is good or bad. Do these things have odors? How do they smell? Now here, the girl is smelling flowers. Flowers has very good and sweet smell. And what about a dirty sock? It smells very bad. Okay, the next sense is the sense of taste. And which body part is used to taste different things? I hope you know that. Yes, it's our tongue. So tongue helps us to taste food. We have taste buds on our tongue. हमारी tongue पे छोटे छोटे से taste buds होते हैं, and they help us in identifying different tastes. Here you have to trace the tongue. And after that, the same thing with every sense, that all these senses are connected with our brain. So here food we eat is being tasted by the tongue, and then tongue send the messages to the brain to tell that how the taste is. And let's see what are different types of tastes. What can our sense of taste tells us? Okay, हमारी sense of taste हमें different types of taste के बारे में बताती है. Our sense of taste tells us if something is sweet, sour, bitter or salty. You all know the sweet taste, which is sweet, जिसको आप मीठा कहते हैं. What about sour? Sour is something जो कि जिसको आप खट्टा कहते हैं, just like a lemon. Then bitter. Bitter means कड़वा, जैसे कि हमारी medicines. And salty, which has salt in it. And the next sense is sense of touch. And you have to be very careful about it, that skin help us to feel or touch. और आपको पता है कि skin हमारी पूरी body की covering है, और पूरी skin पे we can feel the sense of touch. And here it is written that skin is the largest part of the body because it is covering our whole body. So things we touch is being identified by skin, and then it sends the messages to the brain, and here you are supposed to trace these hands. What can our sense of touch tells us? अब हमारी sense of touch हमें क्या बताती है? Our sense of touch tells us if something is hot or cold, smooth or rough. ये words जो हैं ये आपको किसी भी चीज़ के texture के बारे में बताते हैं, that how something feels, if it is hot or cold, smooth or rough. Our sense of touch also tells us if something pricks or if it can causes pain. Pricks means if something can hurt you. ठीक है, और अगर हमें किसी चीज़ से पेन होगी या हमें कोई चीज़ हर्ट कर सकती है, वो भी चीज़ आइडेंटिफाई हो सकती है हमारी सेंस ऑफ टच से. Here is a little activity which you can do. Keep some items like pencil, eraser, cotton, feather, coin, rupee note, a piece of paper, a silk cloth in a bag. Call your friends one by one and ask them to feel one item each with their hands and tell its name. आप ये छोटी सी गेम खेल सकते हैं in which you can pack some things with different textures in a bag. Then you ask your friends to come and take it one by one and tell which item is that. On the next page, it is saying our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin give us our senses. My dear kids, these are all the body parts which are related with our senses. They are sense organs. आपने ये word, ये terminology याद रखनी है कि जो body organs हमारी senses से related हैं, उन organs को हम sense organs कहते हैं. Our senses pick up messages around us. Then our senses send these messages to our brain, which I was telling with every sense that जब sense organs कोई भी चीज़ sense करते हैं हमारी surrounding में, फिर वो messages send करते हैं हमारे brain को, क्योंकि हमारा brain जो है वो हमारी तमाम body का controlling unit है. Our brain helps us to understand what is happening around us. So here are the messages. Messages are being identified by the senses and senses give these messages to the brain जहाँ पे ये messages process होते हैं. This is hot. Will burn my lips and tongue if I drink this now. अब हमने sense of touch को use करके ये तो पता कर लिया कि ये hot है. If you are going to drink it, you will burn your lips and tongue. So, brainstorm. How many senses do you have? Answer me quickly. Shabash. We have 5 senses. And there's an interesting fact over here that animals have senses too, because animals are also living things like us. They also see, hear, taste, touch and smell like us. Now, solve these. Very interesting question. Which sense organ do you need to do each of these things? Now, the senses names are given and there are the pictures. You just have to match that which sense is being used over here. Next page, it is saying choose the correct sense organ used in each of these activities. So some activities are going on. Here, this boy is sitting on the computer. Which senses he is using? You can take more than one, because I can see that more than one sense is using over here. He is touching the mouse and he is also looking at the screen. So sense of sight is being used and sense of touch is also being used. And this way you are going to do the other parts as well. You are going to look at different activities which are being done और आपने identify करना है कि कौन सी senses use हो रही हैं इन तमाम activities में. On the next page, page number 21, it is saying why are our senses important to us? अब हमारी senses हमारे लिए important क्यों हैं? Our senses allow us to enjoy the world around us. जो भी दुनिया है हमारे इर्द गिर्द वो हम सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपनी सेंसेस की वजह से एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. वी कैन स्मेल एंड टेस्ट नाइस फूड. We can see beautiful things from our eyes. We can feel our parents' hugs and touch because of the sense of touch. And we can hear our favorite poems. So here all these senses have a specific purpose. हमारी ज़िंदगी इन senses की वजह से ही खूबसूरत है और अल्लाह ताला ने हमें तमाम senses किसी न किसी वजह से अता की हैं. Our senses help us to keep us safe as well. I hear the car honking over here. Here, this boy is saying, we use our senses to observe and collect information around us as well. Some plants climb while others do not. Why? Can you tell me? It is a research question. You can research about it. कि कुछ plants जो हैं वो climb करते हैं, लेकिन कुछ climb नहीं करते. ऐसा क्यों है? क्योंकि अल्लाह ताला ने कुछ प्लांट्स में ये एबिलिटी डाली है कि वो क्लाइंब कर सकते हैं ऑन फेंस और ऑन वॉल्स एंड दे आर आल्सो कॉल्ड एज क्लाइंबर्स. लेकिन दिस एबिलिटी इज नॉट गिवन टू ऑल द प्लांट्स. सो सम ऑफ देम कैन क्लाइंब एंड अदर्स डू नॉट. एंड हियर आर सम न्यू वर्ड्स. द फर्स्ट वन इज सेंसेस. Senses are ways we learn about the world, like seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. Sense organs, parts of our body that help us sense things like eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. As I have told you earlier, that sense organs are those organs which are related with senses. And the last one is observe. Observe is to look very carefully at something to learn more about it. If you want to learn about something, you have to look at very carefully and note each and every detail. Instructions for teachers. Dear teachers, discuss the 5 senses and their uses with the children. Help them understand how each sense organ works to learn about their surroundings. And the next page has a little exercise and very interesting one that you have to fill in the blanks. In these blanks, you have to add the missing information. Here it is saying skin or skin किस sense से related है? Yes, touch. Here will come touch. What is the taste of honey, my dear kids? Sweet. And what is the taste of lemon over here? Sour. So now it's the time to apply which you have learned on all the previous pages. And I know you can easily add the details over here. Okay, and here on the next page there is a little word search. You are going to search for and encircle the names of 5 senses. This word search has all the names of senses. Here, odors. As I have told you earlier, odors means smells. No smell. And here are some hints. Anything which has no smell? Yes, water. Anything that has nice smell? Here is a hint. Flower has a nice smell. And what about the bad smell? Yes, the garbage. And the last page with this topic includes the MCQs. Choose the correct option. Which sense organs help us to see? Yes, you know the answer. You are going to encircle that. Eyes. What do we use to hear sounds? Very easy. You are going to identify yourself. Then the third one, our sense of smell comes from which body part? So easy that हमारा कौन सा body part sense of smell से related है? The tongue help us to know. What does the tongue help us to know? You can easily tell me. And then the fifth one, which sense helps us feel if something is hot or cold? The second question, mark tick if the sentence is correct and cross if it is incorrect. Our eyes help us hear sounds. Really? No, it is an incorrect statement. The nose is used to smell things around us. What do you think? Yes, it's true. Our ears help us to taste food. What do you think, my dear kids? No, it's incorrect. Our skin can tell if something is rough or smooth. Can you tell by your skin? Yes, it is a correct statement. We can use our tongue to smell. Is it like that? No, it is incorrect.
Answer these questions. Question number 1. What are the five senses? Answer. Five senses are sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Question number 2. What do our eyes help us to see? Answer. Eyes help us to see things around us. Question number 3. Which body part helps us know if something smells good or bad? Answer. Nose helps us know if something smells good or bad. Question number 4. How does our tongue help us? Answer. Our tongue helps us to taste food. Question number 5. Why is our sense of touch important? Answer. Our sense of touch is important because it helps us to feel or touch.
तो मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, ये था हमारा आज का लेसन जिसमें हमने देखी हैं अपनी 5 सेंसेस। आई होप आपको अच्छे से समझ आ गई होंगी। हम दोबारा मिलेंगे एक नए लेसन के साथ, एक नए टॉपिक के साथ। तब तक के लिए अपना बहुत सा ख्याल रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफिज।